Hey everyone, my name is Troy from Tech Games Etc. And today I have a product review for Twisted Metal. Now, if you want to go ahead and skip to my rant, I'm gonna provide a text at the bottom of this video. Now, before we go into what I truly feel about this game, as you know, you saw the title. I'm just gonna give you first an overview of this game and what comes with this game, what's on this game, and things like that. So let me just give you a quick overview real quick. What comes in a box, really, if you buy this game new, you get a code to unlock Twisted Metal Black, which appeared on the PlayStation 2. Also, you get a code for Starhawk. You can get a Sweet Tooth skin. When Starhawk comes out, they'll give you a code for that as well, which I thought was really cool. Now, the game comes with a one-player mode where you can pick story, challenge, and training mode. In story mode, you can select your main vehicle and two alternate vehicles to keep in a garage. So, like, if you play like story mode, this is an added feature where if your car gets weakened, you can run into the garage and switch out cars. You can pick 3 of the same cars or alternate vehicles, which was an added mix to this series. And when your health gets low, you can switch it out, like I said. And when you do switch it out, your car can recharge its health. Now, you can select 3 character factions, the Skulls, the Dolls, and the Clowns. Also, you can select 6 vehicles, like Death Warrant, Outlaw, Road Boat, Kamikaze, Sweet Tooth, Junkyard Dog, and things like that. But as you go through the story mode, you can actually unlock more vehicles as well. You can also unlock weapons as well as you play through the story mode. You can also change your sidearm, like your mounted gun, or you can have it where you're shooting a shotgun out the window, or a machine gun, or a revolver. Now, you can play online, and some of the modes that you can come online with, play online with, is like Deathmatch, Last Man Standing, Haunted, and Nuke. Now, Deathmatch is as it sounds, and Last Man Standing is as it sounds, but Haunted, I'm trying to say not haunted like ghosts, like haunted. You pretty much won against everyone else. They hunt you like prey, basically. You become prey. Now, Nuke is a team-based thing where it's like capture the flag, but you got to capture a team leader, feed them into this little missile launcher thing, launch the missile, and destroy the statue. You got to hit the statue of the opposing team 3 times to win it. Now, the pros of this game that I came across, there are so many specials, so many weapons, so many techniques at your disposal. Like, you can jump, you can shoot behind you like normal Twisted Metals, you got force field, you got landmines, you got a lot of things at your disposal, which I like. Now, there is a custom paint shop where you can change the color of your vehicles and things like that, but it's not no like Adobe, detailed type of stuff, but you can change some colors, some color schemes, some decals, some of the designs, and things like that. Now, the soundtrack in this game is really good. They use like rock and roll and rap from groups we know and love and respect. Like they were actually playing Straight Outta Compton on one board I was on, so that was really good. Really sound good in Turtle Beaches. But I also found that you can't raise the level of the music. I don't know if you can do that in the options, but in the in-game menu, you couldn't do that. So that was something I just realized. Now, the stages are huge. Like, I love the level designs of Twisted Metal. I respect that. Now, especially in the story mode, they have like so many varieties of mission types. Like, there's this one mission where you have to race, and everybody is strapped with a bomb in their vehicle, and what you have to do is go through checkpoints, and if you miss a checkpoint, you only can miss a certain number or your car explodes. Now, the object is to come back to the finish line and hit the detonator, and if you hit the detonator, your car doesn't blow up, but everyone else's car blow up. And they have other mission varieties as well. It's not just, the last person standing. Now, you do have a radar. I don't remember in Twisted Metal Black, but you do have a radar, which is really helpful. It shows like what's being fired at you sometimes. and also your enemies in the area. And there was some other icons that I don't really know what they were, but it was, that's just something that's an added bonus. Now, the targeting system in this, there's actually a nice little targeting system, and I'm glad they put this in there where it will just a little icon will appear on the vehicle you're targeting on. Unlike Twisted Metal Black, which what I'm familiar with, I don't really remember having a target system. It would just automatically do it. But this time you'll actually see a target on a vehicle you're targeting. Now for the cons. For the cons, here we go. I should just try to go through all of them. Yeah, let me just go through all of them. You can only select 3 characters in the beginning of the game: Sweet Tooth, Mr. Grimm, Dollface, and the game forces you to play these characters. It's not like Twisted Metal Black. You hear me referring back to Twisted Metal Black because that's when I got into the series. That was a good game to get into the series with. Twisted Metal Black is one of my favorite games, but this game forces you. It forces you to play with these characters. You just can't select one and go about your merry way. You actually you're forced to play with Sweet Tooth first, Mr. Grimm second, and Dollface for third. And you can't individually select character stories. You also need an online code. This does have an online pass where you have to use the code to play online. But if you don't have a code, you can plan LAN-based online games, and you can also play, single-player split screen. Not single-player split screen, but two-player split screen offline. Now, there is a learning curve with this. If you're not used to playing Twisted Metal, there is one. So now, this is another con I've noticed. Like, you cannot see the controller layout when you are in game. So if you have issues with the controller, like the control scheme, you had to refer back to your manual. I noticed that they didn't have no control scheme. And also some of the inversions of looking, like if you want to look up when you're driving your vehicle or look down, sometimes when you invert the controls, you don't know if you're doing it right or wrong. Where if you're driving, you want to look up by pressing down, or down when you're pressing up on an analog stick. I've noticed I had difficulty finding the controls to control that as well, to invert that look thing. Now, when you're playing, this is one of the biggest flaws in this game, as far as game wise, especially in the campaign modes, is that when you're playing the single player modes and you're racing, they don't show you. They need to do a better job of showing you where your next checkpoint is. I recommend having I don't know if you ever played Just Cause 2, and how if you set a landmark and you're driving, you'll see arrows that are levitated above the road to show you if you gotta turn right, keep straight, things like that. That game mode is just really flawed to me, because if you're driving really fast, I have to follow where the computer goes. I can't just go willy-nilly. If I see the checkpoint, that's great, but sometimes the racing gets so fast and furious, no pun intended, so fast and furious that you just don't know where to go. You had to stop, slow down, things like that. And that was one play mechanic that really got on my nerves, and I lost races because of that. Also, when a camera is far back, you actually, say if you're the dark side, the 18-wheeler is behind you and your camera is far back. Sometimes the dark side won't be transparent, or if you're next to buildings, those buildings won't become transparent. There was one board, the I think it's LA skyscraper, where you're actually on top of buildings, jumping and stuff. But if you take that camera back and you go in front of a building, that building doesn't become transparent. And I noticed that as well. And another thing, the boss battles in this game were sometimes irritating. The more you play the game, each boss battle, if you play Sweet Tooth, Mr. Grimm, and Dollface, they all have separate bosses. As the game goes on, I played Mr. Grimm and also Dollface. The game does not help you explain how to beat the bosses. And the last boss fight with Dollface was very irritating. Like, to find out how to beat them, this character, it took me a few hours. Probably less than an hour or so, but it was very irritating. And if you want to know how to beat him, all you have to do is shoot the clown cyborgs that are in the sky, and it'll drop and become a bomb. You got to pick it up and drop it in the crane's head. You'll know what I'm talking about when you play the game, but that was just very irritating. Now, what's my score? What's my rank? What's my final grade for this game? I give it a D. D is in dog. Some of you might say, what the hell is your problem? Why are you giving this game a D grade? Let me tell you. I gotta calm down. This game is a huge downgrade from Twisted Metal Black. Twisted Metal Black is one of the greatest Twisted Metal series games of all time. I'm old school. I came from Twisted Metal Black. For me to have only 3 characters at launch, 4th if you count the Holy Man, but I don't know how you unlock them. At that point, I just really gave up on the game. I gave up on the game so much. Now, let me tell you how robust the multiplayer experience is. This thing is robust. You can create your own lobbies. You can have ranked games. You can have passwords for your unranked matches only. You know, game categories, initial game types. You can filter out by skill, XP rank filter, max players per game, reserve slots, scoring respawns, rules, score respawn limit, duration, map select, map variation, unlimited weapons. You can toggle unlimited weapons, ammunition on and off, single weapon, select an exclusive weapon for the match. You know, you can have LAN games. You can have split screen offline 2-player mode. But the thing about it, I'm not playing this game for the multiplayer experience. I'm playing it for the campaigns. Twisted Metal, if you know anything about Twisted Metal Black, use your code, play Twisted Metal Black, you will see what I'm saying. Every character had their own individual story. I played it for the campaigns. Twisted Metal Black had the most twisted, fucked up storylines of all time, but it just was a good game. And this is why this game gets a D, because it's strayed away from what we all know and love. What I know and love about Twisted Metal. Every car in this game, the PS3 version, should have had an individual character. Should have had it where you select the character and their vehicle. It shouldn't be, oh, you select the character and you can select it between a variety of vehicles. The only time they can have the exception to this is if you're playing online. But when you're dealing with Twisted Metal, the campaign, don't touch it. Leave it the way it is. We should have more characters. Now, if I'm wrong and we don't have any, there's more characters, like all of a sudden you magically can unlock 10 more characters or something, please let me know. But let me give you a snippet of what's in Twisted Metal Black. There's an average of 14 characters. I can go through all of them. There was Sweet Tooth. There was Dollface. There was a guy named No Face. There was Axel, the guy named Axel, pretty much. Now, Minion, I don't know if he was unlockable or not, but he was in there. Junkyard Dog was in there. These are actual people with their cars. Yellow Jacket, Warthog, Spectra, Shadow, Roadkill. Roadkill was my favorite. I remember that. Outlaw, his name was Agent Stone. He was in the Outlaw car that you see in Twisted Metal for the PS3. He has that car. Mr. Grimm was in here. And Manslaughter was in here as well. You have 14 characters. 14. And you go down to 4. Twisted Metal should be treated more differently than this. And I'm highly disappointed about this game. Highly. Very disappointed. So that's why I'm disappointed with this title. Hey, I know I'll probably hear feedback from everyone that I'm a fool, I'm this, I'm that. But if you know where I'm coming from, You'll probably say the same thing. If you don't, that's fine. We all have our own opinions. Well, there you go. There you have it. There go my rant, my review for Twisted Metal for the PlayStation 3. If you like what you saw today, please like the video. It really helps out a lot. If you have any questions, comments, any concerns, you can contact me at techgamesetc@gmail.com, or you can hit me up on that PlayStation Network at Asian_boy_100. I thank you so much for watching. See you later. Thanks a lot.